Today we're going to focus on how to simplify algebraic expressions. And what that means is it's a fancy way of saying you combine whatever you can combine and you get rid of parentheses wherever you can too. So what's going to happen is this, is that we're going to look at this problem here and we're going to look and see what things we can combine. Let's start off with the easiest thing here. Well, this says plus 5 and this says plus 7. What's 5 plus 7? That's just going to be 12. Then we have this part here, d and 2d. Well, what's d? 1d plus 2d. That's going to end up being 3d total. So the simplified version of this top algebraic expression is going to be 3d plus 12. And that's what you're doing. You're combining whatever you can combine, and you're getting rid of parentheses. And really, it's just all about identifying what are constants, like 5 and 7, and what are variables, like d and 2d. So here's another problem, and what is happening here is that we're going to look and see what we can do to simplify this. Now, you might recognize here that this is 4z minus z plus z minus 2z. And the first step I would do in this sort of situation is I'd rewrite it a little bit. I'd go ahead and do 4z minus z, except for 1z, because it's 1z, plus 1z minus 2z. That's just rewriting it. Remember, whenever we have a z by itself, it's 1z. So now, if you think about it, you can go ahead and use the distributive property and factor out the z's, just like we were doing before when we were factoring out whatever we can. What I mean by that is I can pull that z out. Now I'm just left with 4 minus 1 plus 1 minus 2. And the z is on the outside because it's multiplied by all of them. It's a factor of all those. So when I do the math on the inside, it's going to be 4 minus 1 plus 1 minus 2. So 4 minus 1 is 3. Plus 1 is going to be 4, minus 2 is going to be 2. So that would just be equal to, if we were to rewrite it the correct way, 2z. So in this problem here, I'm looking to combine what I can combine and leave alone what I can't. So in this case here, I have 2y plus y, 2y minus y plus 7. So I'm just going to put a little 1 there to remember that there's one of those. 2y minus 1y is just going to be left with 1y. And I can't do anything with the 7 because these two are like terms, but the 7 is not, because it doesn't have a variable associated with it. So that's the simplified version. So in this problem, I've got to identify what I can combine and what I can't combine. So I'm going to deal with the variables first here, 5n, 7n, and negative 2n, or minus 2n. So it's 5n plus 7n minus 2n. So if I were to do that, I'd go ahead and do 5 plus 7, that's 12, minus 2, that's going to be 10. So you get 10, and you've got to remember that n as well, because we're dealing with the n's right now, so you've got to have an n in there as well. It's really just about subtracting. Now I'm going to deal with the other part of it. So plus 6 minus 3. So what's 6 minus 3? That's going to be equal to plus 3. So that's all it is. Let's do another couple. So it works the same with fractions and decimals. So this is just going to be 2.5m plus 0.2m minus 12. So again, what has the same variable associated with it? This and this. And then that constant of minus 12 is just going to be by itself. So what's 2.5m plus 0.2m? That's just what's 2.5 plus 0.2. That's going to end up being 2.7m. So we're just combining those two. And then that minus 12 I can't do anything with, so I just leave it like that. So in this problem we're going to look at and see what we can combine. This is 5z squared plus 3z squared plus 7z plus 6. So we're going to look for like terms again. In this case here, 5z squared and 3z squared are the only like terms. They're the only ones that have a constant or a coefficient associated with a variable that's the same. The variable here in this case here is z squared. You might want to think about adding that 7z in, but that's not the same as a z squared. So when we combine these, it's going to be, what's 5 plus 3? That's going to be 8z squared. Then we're going to look, can I combine 7z with anything? No, so it's going to be plus 7z. Can I combine the 6 with anything? No, so it's just plus 6.